Event for Pasture Summit. This is our third event that we've held in Southland. My name's Daniel Woolsey. I'm a Pasture Summit Director and a committee member as well. And I've been involved since 2017 when it was established. The Pasture Summit itself holds events like this and runs activities, and it's run by farmers for farmers. We're a not-for-profit organisation. Today we're at Driftfield Farms, hosted by General Manager Chris and Alana Brander. You'll see today combines disciplined pasture management, robust wintering infrastructure, which we're in today, and a stable and capable team and strong financial stewardship. The business succeeds not because of a single lever, but because of dozens of small, consistent behaviours that compound over time. Its greatest differentiator is not simply grass or infrastructure, it's an alignment between people, process and paddock, producing a system that's resilient, scalable, repeatable year after year. So as part of my opening, I'm just going to do some thank yous for a start. So firstly, thanks to Chris and Alana and the Driftfield team for having us today. We're going to have a lot of presenters and facilitators, so I'd just like to acknowledge them. We've got Aidan, Gent from ASB, who'll be up here shortly, and Veronica, Oostveen, Ron Pello, Jane Kay from DairyNZ, and from the Pasture Summit Committee, we've got Alistair Rain, Will Grayling, and Lanier Ryan, all going to be presenting today. And I'd like to also take a chance to acknowledge our panellists for after lunch, which is Brad and Alexa Smith, Matt and Georgie Nilsson, and John and Beckett Pemberton. I'd like to thank the DairyNZ regional team for kindly supporting this event, our generous partner and sponsors, headline partner DairyNZ and headline sponsor ASB Bank. Our silver sponsors over on the board over here as well, Balance Agri-Nutrients, Countrywide Media, Dairy Holdings, Fonterra, Farm Source, LIC, MPI, On Farm Support and Ravensdown. Please take the chance to visit their stands during lunch. And also going to be a big thanks to Fonterra and Farm Source who are cooking our lunch today. So on behalf of Pasture Summit, thanks everyone for attending, and I hope you enjoy the day. So I'd like to hand you over to Veronica Oostveen, our Senior Area Manager from DairyNZ, and she'll provide the orientation, health and safety for the day.
Thanks, Dan. Thanks for welcoming us all here. Welcome, everyone. So like Dan said, I'm Veronica Oostveen, very close on the last name. Dan, I'll give you a lesson with that after Pasture Summit. I'm the Senior Area Manager. I'm also facilitating a few sessions here with you guys today. And we have some really amazing speakers here from DairyNZ, and we also have Chris coming up here in a minute. But before I do that, we couldn't be involved in an event unless we did the health and safety briefing. That's obviously what we do at every event. So toilets are when you walked in to your right. Fences are all live, so please be watching out for them as we're walking out to the paddock to go see the cows. There are some pits here on my right. Stay away from those unless you want to get muddy and get dug out with the tractor, but I suggest you stay away. There's no children here today. I only saw one in a pram, so that one should be pretty well contained, I think, in the back. Yeah, perfect. But yeah, if they do show up, please do just be mindful of those health and safety hazards. We're not going near the effluent pond, so that shouldn't be an issue. There will be traffic potentially on this road, so please just be mindful when you're turning in and out of parking or when you're walking down the road to get to your car, that you're just being mindful of those vehicles.
Perfect. I won't stand those pallets because 6'8", I'll give you all a neck problem if I try to stand up there. Look, I'm Aidan Gent. I'm the General Manager of Rural Banking at ASB. I'm also a proud Northern dairy farmer, so I'm more cold than you can imagine. Being down here on what we'd classify as a frost up in Northland. First of all, a huge thank you to Chris and the Driftfield team for putting this on. I think if everyone could put their hands together for them. I can't think of anything more stressful as a farmer than having 200 people drive slowly down your tanker track looking for broken insulators or water leaks. So you've presented the farm to a high standard, and thanks for being so open with what you're about to share with us a little bit later on. ASB is really proud to be a sponsor of the Pasture Summit, and also the Pasture Summit team can be very proud of the work they do putting this on. It's a lot harder to, I guess, run an event like this than it might be a total mixed ration type conference, because there's not many people that sell grass, but there's an awful lot of people that sell you supplement on farm. And we know from an ASB, I guess, perspective that New Zealand's point of difference is growing pasture, harvesting it well and turning that into milk or meat in less steps than the rest of the world. That's why if you look at what's happening with Iran, where no one really knows what the heck Trump's going to do, let alone Trump, but we do know that we use less energy to create our protein than most other parts of the world, and that's going to put us in a strong spot. And we actually think it's a positive when you've got this type of global disruption to food supply chains. From a New Zealand perspective, we'll continue to produce low cost, high quality feed. It starts and stops with grass, though, and that's why days like today are so important. And I think we need to do a lot more as an industry to celebrate, I guess, the more boring part of farming, which is out and out grass management. The other piece I sort of wanted to touch on, looking across the crowd, there's not as many grey hairs in the room as you might get at some conferences, which I also think is a pretty neat thing about farming, that you've got generations willing to share information with each other. But also for those of you in the room who are at the start of your farming careers, take note of what's being talked about today in the different panels. It's an exciting industry. There's no industry I'd rather be in New Zealand than the food and fibre sector. And there's probably no industry where hard work can actually turn into real progress for you and your families. We've seen that in the last couple of years through the Dairy Industry Awards, and for those of you who haven't entered, please do. In our first farm award, where we're giving out 3 lucky winners getting $1 million at 1% for 3 years to try and help out that first farm journey. Last year we awarded 3 prizes, but there would have been 20 odd people I would have given my own money to go and buy that first farm. It's really exciting to see the progress through this industry, and I think the amount of good young operators sitting in this crowd are a testament to that. Just a wee reminder, you don't get your first farm by buying a new Hilux and a new jet boat. You buy it by running your farm well, saving hard, and if you do that, the rest of the industry will fall in behind you. ASB, we're out there to grow, so those of you who aren't customers of ours yet, we'll come and have a chat in the break. We're pretty proud of the team we've got on the ground. A few of them sitting down the back waiting for the barbecue to fire up. But the last 5 years, there's only 2 banks that have been growing in the ag sector. We're very proud to be one of those, and we certainly intend to continue to do that. So if you are thinking that you're not quite getting the right support on the other side of the kitchen table, please do reach out to one of the team in the break, because we're here to help. With that, I'll hand over to the people that matter. Chris?
We have another mic.